As President Donald Trump, his former lawyer insists, Mr. Trump knew making hush money payments during the 2016 presidential campaign was wrong. Speaking after he was sentenced to prison for campaign finance and fraud crimes, Michael Cohen told ABC News, "He directed me to make the payments. Nothing at the Trump organization was ever done unless it was run through Mr. Trump," he said. The president has denied ever asking Cohen to make illegal payments. "He was a lawyer and he is supposed to know the law," Mr. Trump tweeted on Thursday, suggesting Cohen had pleaded guilty to embarrass the president. Cohen,
52,
was sentenced to 3 years on Wednesday and must report to prison by 6 March. He admitted to lying to Congress, campaign finance violations, and tax evasion. In addition to the jail term, he was also ordered to forfeit nearly
$2 M1 米.
He is the first of Mr. Trump's inner circle to be jailed following Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into alleged Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election. He was asked in the ABC News interview about money paid to two women to keep quiet about alleged affairs with the presidential candidate. Mr. Trump was very concerned about how this would affect the election. Cohen said the purpose of the payments had been to help Trump and his campaign. He added, "People of the United States of America, people of the world, do not believe what he is saying." Cohen continued, "The man does not tell the truth, and it is sad that I should take responsibility for his dirty deeds." The sentencing was related to 2 separate cases brought by the Southern District of New York and the Mueller investigation. Cohen pleaded guilty to campaign finance violations for his role in making hush money payments regarding the 2 women, porn actress Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal. He confessed to making a
$130
$000 payment to Ms. Daniels and arranging for a $150
000
payment to Ms. McDougal. Prosecutors argued successfully that these payments amounted to illegal campaign contributions. Under US law, an individual donation cannot exceed
$2 700.
The payment to Ms. McDougal was made by American Media Incorporated Army, the parent company of the National Enquirer tabloid, to suppress her allegations of an affair with Mr. Trump. On Wednesday, the Department of Justice announced it had reached a deal with Army to avoid prosecution if the company admitted it made the
$150 000
payment in concert with a candidate, his presidential campaign, and to ensure that the woman did not publicize damaging allegations ahead of the 2016 election. Army has agreed to continue cooperating with investigators. Mr. Trump has acknowledged both payments were made despite denying having actual affairs, and has called them a private transaction unrelated to his election campaign. Cohen's other convictions for tax evasion and bank fraud are unrelated to the president. Cohen also admitted to making false statements to Congress about a property deal Mr. Trump was looking into in Moscow in the run-up to the 2016 election. Fighting has resumed on the fringes of Yemen, its port city of Hudaydah, according to residents, raising fears for a newly agreed truce. The ceasefire for the port was only agreed between the government and rebels at talks in Sweden on Thursday. It is hoped Hudaydah, occupied by Houthi rebels, can be used to bring in supplies for starving millions. Yemen's devastating civil war has left at least 600 civilians dead and has created a huge humanitarian crisis. Yemeni government forces backed by a Saudi-led coalition are ranged against Houthi rebels. Iran is accused of giving military backing to the rebels, something it denies. Residents speaking to international news Agencies said they heard shell and gunfire in an eastern district of Hudaydah. A resident in the south of the city also reported hearing artillery fire. A Al Iran TV station said coalition warplanes had hit Rasis, a port north of Hudaydah that was also part of the truce agreement. The truce, brokered by the United Nations, provided for the withdrawal of both warring parties from Hudaydah. Within days, they would be replaced by what the army called local forces. The deal also stipulates that international monitors should be deployed. Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said on Thursday that the agreement should be the trigger for ending nearly 4 years of civil war. Leaders of the government and healthy delegations shook hands in public after the truce was agreed. The Stockholm talks were the first in 2 years between the Houthis and the Yemeni government. Yemen has been devastated by a conflict that escalated in early 2015, when the Houthis seized control of much of the west of the country and forced President Abdul Mansur Hadi to flee abroad. Alarmed by the rise of a group they saw as an Iranian proxy, the UAE, Saudi Arabia and 7 other Arab states intervened in an attempt to restore the government. At least 6 civilians have been killed and
560
injured in the fighting. According to the United Nations, thousands more civilians have died from preventable causes, including malnutrition, disease, and poor health. The World Health Organization warned in October that about 10,000 new suspected cases of cholera were now being reported every week. A decorated Special Forces soldier has been charged with an Afghan man, his murder, which he reportedly admitted while applying for a job with the CIA. United States Army Green Beret Major Matthew Goldstein allegedly shot someone he described as a suspected Taliban bomb maker during his 2010 deployment. Matt Goldstein also subsequently spoke about the incident during an interview with Fox News. He denies the charge and maintains he did not violate rules of engagement. As Army Special Operations Command spokesman Lt. Lauren Hyma said in a statement, Major Matthew Goldstein, his immediate commander, has determined that sufficient evidence exists to warrant the preferral of charges against him. Matt Goldstein's lawyer, Phil Stackhouse, told United States media he would be relentless in defending his client from the charges, which he was notified of on Thursday. Major Goldstein is a humble servant leader who saved countless lives, both American and Afghan, and has been recognized repeatedly for his valorous actions, Mr. Stackhouse said. He was a captain during his 2010 deployment, when his heroism won him a Silver Star. The Army Times reports the award was later upgraded to the Distinguished Service Cross, the nation's second highest award for valor. During Major Goldstein's time there, 2 Marines from his unit were killed by a booby-tracked bomb. In 2011, he took a routine lie detector test during an interview process for a job with the CIA. He allegedly told interviewers that on 22 February 2010 he and another soldier had taken an alleged Taliban bomb maker off base, shot him, and buried his remains, reports NBC News. The commission led the Army Criminal Investigation Command to investigate Matt Goldstein in 2011. In April 2014, he got off with an official reprimand because of lack of evidence. 2 years later, Matt Goldstein spoke on a Fox News special report titled How We Fight, about how he killed the suspected bomb maker. He told the anchor he shot the man because he was concerned he would kill Afghan informants if released. A congressman sided with Matt Goldstein, writing a letter to the Army Secretary to complain about the investigation. Duncan Hunter, a California Republican, called for an end to the retaliatory and vindictive inquiry into a distinguished and well-regarded Green Beret. Matt Goldstein was placed on leave, but has since been recalled to active duty, according to Army Times. He is charged with premeditated murder, which carries a possible death penalty. Spanish prosecutors have accused the pop singer Shakira of tax evasion, alleging that she owes payments of more than 14 million euros.
13米16美元3米
The complaint covers the period between 2012 and 2014, when prosecutors argue she was living in Spain while listing her official residence as elsewhere. People who spend more than 6 months a year in the country are considered residents for tax purposes.